Bharatiya Janata Party MP Nishikant Dubey has waded into a fresh controversy, the language row that is brewing in Maharashtra. And this time, the browback has come from his own party. I'm Apoorva Mandhani, and in this video, I will tell you about BJP MP Nishikant Dubey's diatribes over the years and his most latest controversy. Now, amid the ongoing row over alleged imposition of Hindi in the state and attacks over Marathi language, Dubey dared the Thackerays to step out of Maharashtra, saying that the duo would be thrashed repeatedly if they did. He had also taken a jibe at the Marathi community, asking, and I quote, "You people or Marathi people are surviving on our money. What tax do you pay? What kind of industries do you have?" Following his remarks, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis stepped in, saying that the Jharkhand MP's remarks were inappropriate, while issuing a clarification that the remarks were not intended towards Marathi people. Another party colleague, Ashish Shela, responded to Dubey's remarks on Friday in the Legislative Assembly without naming the latter. Shela said that while he won't name the Jharkhand MP commenting on Marathi people, he said that no one has the right to question the deeds and contributions of the Marathi community. While several BJP spokespersons refused to comment on Dubey and his comments, former president of Jharkhand Pradesh Congress Committee Rajesh Thakur told ThePrint, and I quote, "Nishikant Dubey does not have anything in Jharkhand. He is a nuisance for the state. He is nowhere to be seen in the public and nobody pays any heed to him in the BJP. He is only trying to get some visibility to get a spot at the center. He is in fact the sort of person who spits at the sky and it falls back on him." This is what Thakur said. He even called for a probe against Dubey for the confidential documents that the latter often posts on his social media handles and blamed loud mouths like him for the BJP falling from 25 seats to 21 seats in the assembly elections last year. But Dubey is no stranger to controversy and makes headlines almost every day, often training his guns at the Gandhis, and has not even spared UP CM Yogi Adityanath. He has in the past few years set the agenda for several such public debates, gaining notoriety at the back of contentious commentary. Dubey began his political career in 2009 and has won the Goda Lok Sabha constituency in every election since then, from the Supreme Court and former Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna to his latest political row challenging the Thackerays. Dubey's diatribes, like I mentioned, have targeted all and sundry. Now, back in 2019, let's rewind back a little bit. Back in 2019, he had responded to opposition attacks over the state of the country's economy, asserting that the gross domestic product or the GDP has no relevance to India and that it should not be treated as Bible, Ramayana, or Mahabharata. In 2022, Dubey and fellow MP Manoj Tiwari faced an FIR for allegedly forcibly entering the air traffic control office in Jharkhand's Deoghar and coercing personnel to clear the takeoff for their chartered flight. The incident had led to a public spat on social media platform X between Dubey and then Deputy Commissioner of Deoghar, Manjunath Bhajantri, with the latter accusing Dubey of having breached national security by bypassing safety protocol. Dubey had then responded, and I quote, "I'd suggest you study aviation rules again. As an IAS officer, the nation expects better from you." Back in 2023, Dubey's allegations against the Congress in the parliament also stirred a hornet's nest in the parliament. Dubey had alleged, and I quote again, that between 2005 and 2014, the Chinese government has paid money to Congress. Congress wants to divide India. Now, the Congress called these remarks baseless, of course, and defamatory. His remarks were briefly expunged from the record as well, only to be restored later. But it is not just the opposition who often face Dubey's barbs. More recently, a video clip of his podcast interview had gone viral. When asked about his thoughts on UP CM Yogi Adityanath, Dubey said, and I quote, "Yogi ji is the CM now and there is no vacancy in Delhi. No one knows what the situation will be after 20 to 25 years. 20 years is a long time in politics, so such questions are neither in anyone's mind nor should be in anyone's mind." Dubey even went on to question Yogi's vote base in the state, saying, "In 2017, when Yogi ji became the chief minister, people did not vote in the name of Yogi. They voted in the name of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Even today, people are voting in the name of PM Modi." Now, back in April this year, Dubey had blamed the Supreme Court for being solely responsible for inciting religious wars in the country. This is when Dubey had now taken on to making comments about the court and the judges. His remarks came amid the ongoing hearings in the Supreme Court on the batch of petitions challenging the Waqf Amendment Act 2025. Dubey even blamed former Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna for all the civil wars in the country. Hours after his remarks, BJP party president JP Nadda distanced the BJP from his remarks, posting on social media platform X that the BJP has nothing to do with the statements. But a day after Nadda distanced the party from Dubey's remarks, the latter had picked up cudgels again, or maybe he just refuses to ever drop them. In a post on X, Dubey called former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi, branding him a Muslim commissioner. This was after Qureshi, in a now deleted post, expressed his disapproval of the Waqf Act, saying that the law was undoubtedly a blatantly sinister, evil plan of the government to grab Muslims' lands, and that he is sure that the Supreme Court will call it out. Meanwhile, now in May this year, the Supreme Court rapped Dubey for his remarks against the apex court and former CJI Sanjeev Khanna. He escaped contempt by a whisker, with the court exercising judicial restraint and saying that courts are not as fragile as flowers to wither and wilt under such ludicrous statements. In September last year, Dubey also raised concerns over the 1.25 crore feedback submissions received by the Joint Parliamentary Committee scrutinizing the Waqf Amendment Bill. He wrote a letter to the Parliamentary Committee's chairperson, Jagdambika Pal, calling for a Home Ministry probe into the overwhelming feedback received on the bill, saying that the probe must look into the possible role of fundamentalist organizations, individuals like radical Islamic preacher Zakir Naik, and foreign powers such as the ISI in China. Now, in many ways, Dubey's X account is a chronicler of all his tirades, with the BJP MP posting several times a day, one hit post after another. For instance, on 7 July, he claimed that the British assisted India in Operation Blue Star carried out at the Golden Temple in Amritsar in 1984. In another post made last month, Dubey called the Congress the assassin of the Constitution, sharing an old statement from Russian President Vladimir Putin following his meeting with former Congress President Sonia Gandhi in 2005. But his comments off X also often make headlines. For example, last year, Dubey had called for a National Register of Citizens or NRC in Jharkhand during a speech in Lok Sabha. He'd blamed Bangladeshi intruders for an alleged rise in Muslim population as compared to the tribal population in the state. Dubey had reiterated these assertions in March this year, telling PTI videos that it was time for the central government to consider an NRC in the state, claiming Bangladeshi intruders and blaming them for completely changing the demography of the state. And it is not just external institutions, but also his fellow parliamentarians who have often been irked by Dubey in the past. In 2023, Dubey wrote to Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, igniting what is now known as the cash for query case in relation to TMC MP Mahua Moitra. Dubey alleged that Moitra received bribes from Dubai-based businessman Darshan Hiranandani in exchange for allowing him to ask questions in the parliament. Dubey relied on the allegations made against her by Supreme Court lawyer Jay Anand Dehadrai. The complaint was taken up by an ethics committee, after which Moitra was expelled from the Lok Sabha. In the meantime, Moitra approached the Delhi High Court, even demanding a restraint on Dubey, Dehadrai and a few others from posting any defamatory content against her and publishing a public apology to her. Now, while this suit remains pending, Moitra filed another application for removal of allegedly defamatory posts made against her by Dubey and Dehadrai, who then told the court that the impugned posts had been deleted. It was in fact Nishikant Dubey who also filed a complaint against Mahua Moitra before the Lokpal on the basis of the letter sent by Dehadrai. Dubey was also the complainant in another case before the Lokpal, one that he filed against Jharkhand Mukti Morcha chief Shibu Soren. He had alleged that Soren had indulged in rampant corruption and amassed huge wealth, assets and properties disproportionate to their known and declared sources of income by adopting unscrupulous and corrupt means in his own name and the names of his family members, friends, associates and various companies. On Dubey's complaint, the Lokpal had passed an order on 4th of March 2024 directing the CBI to investigate two such properties acquired in GMM's name. However, on GMM's appeal challenging the Lokpal order, the Delhi High Court directed the Lokpal to not take any steps against the party till the next date of hearing. So while Dubey's comments in the language row in the state of Maharashtra may seem new, His tryst with controversy isn't new, and it has been going on for a few years now. That's all I have for you today. This is Apoorva Mandhani for The Print. For more such videos, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.